Hi there, it's Mr. Wedge, and today we're going to talk about tertiary colors. But the first thing we need to do is draw a picture with some shapes that we can color in. So once you have your name and your class code on the back of your paper with a pencil, flip it over. It's basically free draw. You can draw whatever you want. I'm going to use a Sharpie for this, but you're also going to need colored pencils, crayons, or paint. And I've got the primary colors and the secondary colors, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Like I said, you can draw anything you want as long as it's got at least 6 shapes that you can color in. So well, it is what it is. But I've got 6 shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the background. Alright, you can do more than 6 shapes if you want, and you can repeat colors if you want, but you just need at least 6 because there's at least 6 tertiary colors. Now think way back when we first talked about color in art. You know that you can make all the colors if you have yellow, red, and blue. We call those the primary colors. If you mix 2 primary colors together, you get a secondary color. In this case, it's green, and green's in between yellow and blue. So that's how you'd make it. If I mix yellow and blue, I get green. If I mix blue and red, I get violet. If I mix red and yellow, I get orange. And that's how the color wheel's set up. It goes primary, secondary, primary, secondary, primary, secondary. So this helps you in a lot of ways because you know that if you use analogous colors, they're next to each other, they're going to look nice together. Complementary colors are across from each other like red and green, but those will also fight with each other. If you mix them together, you'll get gray or brown, you'll get a neutral color. Yeah, there's lots of things you can do with a color wheel if you set it up like this, but this is just a basic 6 color wheel. So you know there's primaries and there's secondaries, but if we have the primaries and we keep mixing, we can get colors that are in between those. So yellow and green are next to each other on the color wheel. If I mix them, I get lime green, or it's called yellow green. And that's a tertiary color. So really, if you set up a 12 color wheel like this, you'd have primary, tertiary, secondary, tertiary, primary, tertiary, secondary, tertiary, primary, tertiary. So that kind of pattern. And tertiary colors are really interesting. There's 6 of them because there's 6 spaces in between primaries and secondaries that are next to each other. Okay, so yellow green would be one, blue green. If you mix blue and green, you get blue green. Blue violet, red orange, and yellow orange. So with this drawing that we did, whatever you drew, whatever shapes you're going to color in, we're just going to try to use tertiary colors today. So it's going to help if you have them on a separate sheet or a separate window open and you know what they are. Doesn't matter what we color in, but you see I've got all the colors that are in this basic color wheel. I'm going to try to make my own tertiaries. So if you look, yellow and orange are next to each other. So if I mix them, I get yellow-orange. It's kind of like that school bus color. So we're going to use that as one of them. I'm coloring really lightly with yellow, and then I'm going to go over it with orange. Very lightly again. That's a tertiary color called yellow-orange. It's way more yellow than this is. But orange is also next to red on the color wheel. So if I do orange very lightly, and then red on top of it, I get a color that's between red and orange, called red-orange. They really like that color in Pompeii, actually. Pompeii, Italy, if you ever do any research on that famous city from the ancient Roman days. But So green and blue are next to each other. That would make blue-green. So all I have to do is mix blue and green on top of each other. Once again, the tertiary colors are yellow-orange, red-orange, blue-green, yellow-green, red-violet, and blue-violet. And those are just the colors that are in between the colors on your typical color wheel. So give it a try. Doesn't matter what you draw, it's up to you. Work hard, have fun.